This product is legal in California for racing vehicles that shall never be operated upon a public highway. AEM holds no responsibility for any engine damage that results from the misuse of this product. This video is one in a series of videos that cover the configuration and use of the TRU-BOOST boost controller gauge. The purpose of this video is to demonstrate how to set and use the wastegate spring setting adjustment. Viewers watching this video should already be familiar with the basic TRU-BOOST controls and options. If you are not, please see TRU-BOOST video 1 before continuing. To adjust the wastegate spring pressure setting, enter the program mode and then press both buttons momentarily to toggle to the SPR or spring option. We'll start out with the lowest setting of 1 psi for our baseline run. Once you've made your selection, toggle out of the program mode and into the run mode. Now we'll go ahead and start our run. We'll jump ahead a bit here. With the spring pressure setting at its lowest value, the turbo spool up is a bit laggy. Increasing the spring pressure setting will reduce spool time, but over-adjusting the setting can induce boost spikes and possible oscillations. Again, we'll enter the program mode by pressing and holding both buttons for 2 seconds. Press and hold both buttons again, and then toggle to the SPR or spring option to make adjustments. We're currently at 1 psi, and we'll go ahead and bump it up to 8 psi. Let's jump ahead here. Exit out of the program mode, go into run mode, and make another pull. By clicking on the left button, we can verify that we're in run mode A. We'll get the roller started here in first gear. Let's jump ahead. In this run, the turbo spools up faster, but we'll increase the spring pressure setting again to see if we can improve the boost curve. We're in the program mode again, and we'll toggle through to the SPR or spring option. As you can see, we're currently at 8 psi, and we'll go ahead and bump it up to 9 psi. Now we'll exit out of the program mode and prepare to run the car again. Here you can see the gauge showing the current manifold pressure. And we'll go ahead and start our run here. We'll jump ahead a bit. And into third gear. Come up on load, start making some boost. The spool at time has again decreased. The car seems to be pulling very well. Continuing to increase the spring pressure setting will help the turbo to ramp up quickly. We'll increase the spring pressure setting to 10 psi and see if the boost curve gets any better. We're in the program mode and the spring option will increase from 9 psi up to 10. We'll go ahead and exit out of the program mode, enter the run mode, and we'll go ahead and run the car. Here again, we'll jump ahead. Now listen and watch closely as we start to come up on boost. As you can see in this last run, the boost starts to oscillate. This occurs when the spring pressure setting has been adjusted too high and is actually higher than your achievable boost level. This is essentially the point where we've reduced the turbo spool-up time as much as possible, and to fix the oscillation, we'll need to reduce the spring pressure setting to a lower, good known value. Here in the logs, we've overlaid the 4 runs again. You can see that the first 3 runs had small increases in peak pressure. Due to the relatively small size of the stock turbo, spool-up time isn't affected on a large scale. However, on a larger, slower spooling turbo, there will be a very noticeable change. Now, the most obvious info is a large spike and oscillation that occurred when the spring pressure setting was too high. When this occurs, reduce your adjustment until a smooth boost curve is achieved. A good starting point is to set your spring pressure setting to about 3 psi less than your wastegate spring pressure, if this value is known. Continue to make adjustments until your desired boost curve is achieved.